Welcome to Salem, Virginia. It is the Division III men's basketball Reese's NABC AllStar game, as today 18 of the best players in Division III men's basketball will get their final chance to suit up here in the Roanoke Valley. So glad you could join us here today alongside Dave McHugh. I'm Brian Bush, and Dave, it's always fun to see these young men have an opportunity to end their careers the right way. It was a shame they couldn't do it in the championship game coming up, but to do it here in such a fun atmosphere is pretty neat.
Yeah, they had this game a few years ago, replacing the consolation game. The two semifinalist losses would come here and play. They added this in, and it has been terrific from year one on. 18 seniors who have had their careers officially over get a chance to play, have some fun. We've actually seen some fun games here. Certainly a little bit more loose, a little bit more high styling and having some fun, but these guys, they appreciate it. The other great thing about it is the interaction with the Special Olympics as well.
Yeah, the Special Olympics teams will suit up at halftime. They were warming up with some of the players who understand that this goes beyond just the 40 minutes of basketball that we will watch here today, and that's very neat to be a part of. When you look at the All-Stars on the west side, first off, you're drawn to the name Victor Lejudai, the very top one there. Believe it or not, that is how you say it. But Cordell Young, a guy who knows Salem very well. He had the game-winning shot last year to lift Wisconsin Whitewater to the national championship. He's a special player. This is a really talented group.
Yeah, it's a who's who list. You mentioned Cordell and Victor. Victor's one of the best inside guys I've seen this season. Dylan Overstreet, certainly the pride of Illinois Wesleyan and the CCIW. He was co-player of the year with a guy who's here in Hill from Augustana. Lots of good talent on that group. And, of course, covering a lot of the regions, but Sterling Nielsen and Marcus Alapai will be playing with each other, but they played against each other for a number of years at St. Olaf and St. Thomas, so that's always a unique thing to see that happen as well.
We will have the anthem now here in Salem. Whole event is, you see there, the Special Olympics group with the team suiting up. On the east side, Mac Petty will lead the way as the coach, and Aaron Walton-Moss, the stats he's put up this year for Cabrini, absolutely incredible. A little bit more than 20 points a game, almost 12 rebounds a night, almost 9 assists. Tough to stuff the stat sheet quite like him.
He had literally countless double-doubles this season and even triple-doubles on many occasions. He played on this court for a championship chance his freshman year. He continued to star at Cabrini the rest of the way. You got other guys on there, especially like Alex Foster from Emory, who certainly no UAA team wanted to play against. He certainly had a way of screwing up their plans on the inside. And Gerald Wicksted, really known as Jerry, this guy pretty much kept Dickinson at the top after they lost their all-everything guy his senior year last year. Jerry's incredible. Jerry's dangerous because he can play inside, and don't be surprised as you see a few three-pointers from the big man. That's probably his most dangerous weapon.
So you've seen this game many a times. Yep. How does the pace, how does the flow?
Oh, it's definitely higher pace. Yeah. Let's freely admit. Defense, I would say they play more defense than the NBA All-Star game. They do have a little bit of pride. And sometimes this game has been close late, and it turns into a very interesting finish as both teams want to have the pride of winning. By the way, I should mention, it says West versus East. If anyone from Division III knows those rosters, it didn't make any sense because some teams in the East are on the West and vice versa. It's just two names. They started off having it West versus East and decided to mix it up to after the first year.
So the East All-Stars here today, they're donning the whole whites.
and two guys who faced each other in the round of 32, Wixted and Lejudai, will take the tip. They didn't actually face off against each other because they had different defensive matchups, but that's kind of cool.
That is neat. They'll jump it up here as we kick off the Reese's Division III All-Star game. Again, the East All-Star starters, Aaron Walton Moss, Jordan Brink, Nick Laguerre, Jerry Wixted, and Alex Foster. On the west side, it's Victor Lejudai who has the ball and just passed it. Dylan Overstreet, Michael Lofton, Marcus Alapate, and Cordell Young.
Of course, the other great thing about this, getting to wear their jerseys, whether it be home or away, is Lejudai with a 3. Whoa.
We will have players join us throughout this broadcast. Give them a chance to chat a little bit about their stellar seasons, all of whom in this game, tremendous efforts.
I think Lejudai's pride's going to be hurt a little bit here as he airballed that 3-pointer earlier.
And then he grazed the iron a little bit.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you can be friendly. Cordell Youngbelow just airballed it himself. You think he would know the shooting space here. He's been here a few times.
That's right.
A lot of these guys may end up being All-Americans as well.
Jordan Brink can't connect.
Jordan Brink had a big shot against rival Hope earlier this season, which basically was in the championship game, gave Calvin the automatic bid.
Still no score a minute in.
Usually it's higher scoring than this.
We will have some points, that is a promise.
They'll loosen up a little bit here. We'll start seeing some fun. But they also have pride. That's the thing here. Is these guys do have pride. They're not going to just kind of stand around.
First points of the day belong to Marcus Alapate.
Well, they give him the 3. Nice little shoot. Yeah, the other thing, too, is they have a shot clock running. I promise you we're not going to see that become an issue.
Wide open for Wixted.
There's that dangerous shot I was telling you about. He's very comfortable out there. Has a little chuckle with his teammates. And Lejudai, who wants to post him up.
Yeah, Lejudai is trying to get to the rim and rock it.
They actually, like I said, did not play against each other in matchup defensively because Dickinson didn't want to get Wixted in foul trouble.
Nick Laguerre comes up a bit short.
Nick Laguerre, probably one of the best players to ever play at St. Mary's. St. Mary's of Maryland, we should point out, for anybody who knows there's about 6 St. Mary's in the country.
Victor Lejudai comes through. And Lejudai, we'll get into it with him, but his last name, Ljuldjuraj, and it's pronounced Lejudai.
It's stellar.
That's incredible. It is of Albanian descent. Is the West All-Stars. A bucket from Michael Lofton, and we have a special guest here, our first one, from Birmingham Southern. It's Larry Thomas joining us. And we'll throw the headset on Larry here as the All-Star game continues. What's it like to be a part of this All-Star game, Larry? It has to be pretty neat for you to be a part of.
It's an honor to play with the best of the country, around the country. And yeah, this is I love my life right here.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a fun game.
What's it been like to interact with some of the Special Olympics folks who have taken part in the warm-ups and who will play at halftime?
Oh, that's a blessing. I mean, I know they think this is a good time to come out and hang out with us, and they think it's like a big deal in their life.
Ever do an interview in game before?
In game?
Yeah.
No, I have not.
You got a stellar career culminated with a first-team All-South region, obviously. Tough season, though, at the same time. What'd you think of your career at Birmingham Southern?
I think I had a good career, but, I mean, it wouldn't be nothing without my teammates and the coaches around me because they put me in the place where I need to be.
Well, we appreciate the time. Go back there and join your All-Star teammates.
Yes,
Thanks so much for the time.
Thank y'all.
Great stuff from Larry Thomas, the Atlanta, Georgia native from Birmingham Southern.
He had a stellar career at Birmingham Southern. That was a team that a few years ago seemed like a big threat in the tournament, and they've struggled a little bit since, but certainly not because of him.
Cordell Young comes through. In the West, a little bit of an advantage.
Wow, we've seen quite a few air balls here. Aaron Walton Moss caught the bottom of the net.
There's our first jam of the night. Belongs to Michael Lofton.
Of course, Lofton voted into this game with a fan vote at d3hoops.com. That was pretty fun to watch.
He and David Louison. Louison ended up having the most votes, but both well over 4,000. No immediate timeouts, very few stoppages in this game.
I take that back. My mistake. I think he was in because Marcus Alapate. Alapate, thank you. I knew that was wrong the moment I said it.
Victor Lejudi comes through.
Notice no fouls have been called.
Indeed. Lejudi leading the way with 6 early points. The West, a double-digit advantage. And you'll start to see some subs coming in here.
If anybody knows the system of basketball, made famous at first by Loyola Marymount, but then quickly up ahead to Overstreet, but then twisted and changed and manipulated in some capacity by Grinnell. Grinnell added the subbing component. 5 in, 5 out. You're going to see a little bit of that here today. You almost want to go to ice hockey. As you take another look at Cordell Young, three-pointer, top of the key. He's hit a couple of those big ones last year in the championship game. That was probably the easiest he saw.
Indeed. So the West off to a strong start here, and a host of changes. Getting the first look on the east side for Bernard Edwards, Larry Thomas, whom we just spoke with, Granville Gittins, and the aforementioned David Louis' son. On the west side, Eric Smith, Dalton Walsh, Sterling Nielsen, and Connor Merrill. There's a 3.
Nice little effort there by Smith. Smith Cal Lutheran actually came way of Wisconsin River Falls, so he knows his teammate Cordell Young pretty well.
First look from Alex Foster, and it's a bit off. A few more special guests joining us here. First up is Marcus Alapate, who we mentioned was voted into this game through D3Hoops.com. What did that mean to you to get a chance thanks to the fans?
It felt good. I mean, it just shows that, we had support from, Tommy Nation, and, just an honor to come out and play with these guys and be able to select it for this game. So I just feel like it's a blessing.
Guys, you had an amazing career. St. Thomas, almost perennial top 10 team. Tough loss in the first round, though. But you get a chance to get here to Salem, where I know St. Thomas loves to come. Does that at least make it a little bit better?
It does. I mean, it's nice to come here and be able to hopefully end my career here on the Salem court. So, I mean, we definitely, had a fun career at St. Thomas. A lot of good support, a lot of fans, and I just, like I said earlier, I feel blessed to be here and be able to finish my career on this court. It's a blessing.
Get you out on this. 2 Division I football players in your family. Your dad a football background. What were some of those tussles like when you were growing up?
It was a lot of fun. I mean, my older brother, we joke about it all the time, and he's about 6'6", and my younger brother's about 6'2", so we talk about they ate my food when I was little, so the height and everything didn't go to me, but it was fun. I mean, growing up taught me toughness definitely, and I just love my brothers, love my family, and it's been a fun experience.
Great stuff from Marcus Alapate. Congratulations.
Marcus, again, St. Thomas, one of the perennial teams, but I hate to say it, on the receiving end of one of the biggest upsets probably in Division III men's basketball history, when Northwestern beat them in the first round. Of course, that game was at St. Norbert when it normally had been at St. Thomas, but the women had priority in the first weekend. The St. Thomas women's basketball team, also pretty good.
Bridgewater State's Michael Lofton joining us now. So far into this All-Star game, what's the pace like? What's it like out there?
It's definitely pretty fast out there. Everybody's moving at a really fast pace. People trying to move it. Coach wanted us to move the ball in the fast break, so that's what we're doing.
It's an All-Star game, and you're listening to your coaches.
I mean, they don't want to put the team together, so why not?
Discuss your senior season, best field goal percentage in school history. What was working for you out there?
Honestly, just my inside presence, working on my footwork in the off season. I just feel more comfortable inside. I just have a good touch around the rim, so I was definitely successful around there.
26-8, pretty good start, huh?
Yeah, the East was talking a little trash before. They didn't want to shake our hands and whatnot, so we had to do that.
There you go. Good stuff from Michael Lofton. Congratulations on your success, and keep it going out there.
Thank you.
Indeed, it is 26-8.
Yeah.
East All-Star shooting just 3 of 17 in the early going, but that one does fall.
That won't last long. Of course, 3 of those 3 shots, 2 of them, Jerry Wixton with deep bombs. And, of course, he's out there while they subbed everybody else out. Not sure what the game plan is there. Guess wear Wixton out and not play him in the second half.
We'll now be joined by Jordan Brink of the Calvin Knights. And Jordan, you are a volunteer with the Pistons NBA D-League team. What's that experience like, and how has that helped you as a basketball player?
Yeah, it's been a great experience. They practice at Kelvin, which is really nice for us to get an inside look there. Like you said, I volunteer early with whatever they need. Try to do some basketball ops projects with the Pistons front office, which is cool. And I want to eventually work in the NBA, so it's been a great internship for me.
Jordan, of course, Calvin, one of the greatest rivalries in all of college basketball with Hope. You guys swept them 3-0, including a dagger of a shot from you in the championship game. That got a little bit of enjoyment out of that, more than maybe most people would?
Yeah, I mean, if we don't win that game, we don't go to the NCAA tournament. So I think that was the biggest thing. Being a senior, you don't want to go out not going to the tournament. We had made 2 Sweet 16 runs before, so we definitely wanted to go for another one.
Jordan Brink of Calvin, great stuff. Hopefully you guys can get it going a little bit out there.
Yeah, we need to.
Good luck, Jordan.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Jordan. Good stuff. From
Jordan hit a shot for about 5 seconds left.
Yep.
Calvin defeated Hope. Both the Calvin and men and women's teams swept Hope 6-0 this year.
Wow.
In a rivalry that dates back really almost near the beginning of the 19th century, or 20th century, not 19th, I apologize. That would have been a little different. But, I mean, there is pride there. Those towns are 30 minutes apart, and there is no way you can go through your career with a loss or a win without getting to hear it from somebody else.
Dylan Overstreet had the biggest smile of anybody who's come over and joined
Yeah,
us
you're
as of yet. Seemed pretty excited about this. One of the 10 finalists for the Jostens Trophy, praising those who do great work on the court and in the community. What did that mean to you?
That was a huge honor. I was just happy to be nominated and happy to be in the final 10. It's a pretty good award. It was a big honor.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just tell me about the Hard Work for Hoops program that you helped develop, and a big reason why you were honored for that.
Yeah, I had an internship with the Boys and Girls Club in Bloomington Normal. And basically what it was is I used my connections with the Illinois Wesleyan basketball program and was able to get 2 kids scholarship to go to our camp for free for their hard work at the club and stuff like that. So it was a great experience.
Outstanding. You guys had a heck of a season this year in the CCIW. Of course, battling with Augustana, who you guys split the regular season with. Of course, you know Augustana pretty darn well, and you shared the co-player of the year with Hill, who's out there going to play for a championship. Yeah. Mixed feelings about that? Are you going to support Augustana for the win, or is this one of those no, I cannot do that? They're my rival.
No, you definitely want your conference opponents to succeed. It is a huge rival, so we know them really well, and they're a great team. They're a great team representing our league, and it's great that they're here.
Well, good stuff from Dylan Overstreet. Congratulations on being a finalist for the Jostens Trophy and for being a Reese's All-Star.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Might have seen Aaron Walton Moss take a seat next to Dylan he saved the ball.
They're not on the same team, so he didn't try to save him at all.
No, Dylan didn't care. Absolutely did not care. And Shootout with another basket.
By the way, great dunk from Nick Laguerre moments ago while we were talking to Dylan Overstreet. That was quite a rim rocker.
Nick Laguerre is subtly, he's not a huge player, but he can do some amazing things and one of the best.
So David Lewis-son joining us here now in front of us, and you got the most votes of anybody in the final vote on D3Hoops.com. Did you do some campaigning? You're just a popular guy? How'd that all work out?
Just campaigning. I have a lot of support back at home.
Yeah, it was good campaigning.
Yeah, Facebook, social media.
Yeah.
My mom's a school elementary teacher, so don't tell them this.
Sure.
They had like computer classes all going in there, taking a quick 5-minute break to help me out.
You're almost the mini version of the MIT when that happened. You put an MIT name on there, it gets slammed.
Yeah.
You guys had a heck of a season. Yeah. Certainly didn't end the way you guys wanted to, but in a much more competitive conference this year than maybe anybody anticipated. What was it? What was the senior year like?
It was different. I've been in a leadership position before this year, but this year as guys are looking up more to me and being the old head, quote unquote, in the locker room was interesting. And I had another senior leader with me, Vernon Maddox and Raul Ochoa. They're both seniors with me. We just, joined together, worked with the coaches, worked with the players to try to get us over that hump.
You have one of the most fascinating off-the-court stories. You were a student clerk in the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Yeah.
Discuss that experience and where you want to take that in your future.
It's been amazing so far. I had that since I was a sophomore in college, and it's just opened up so many doors for me so far, just networking and meeting new people. And they've been incredibly supportive. And in the future, I want a paralegal for about a year or two before I go into law school. So just to get some experience, to get my feet wet in the field, and hopefully this will help bring me to that point and, use this as a stepping stone for my future.
Great stuff from David Lewis, son.
Thank
Good
you.
luck in that path. That's pretty neat.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
West All-Stars leading it by 15 here.
Michael Lofton just had a drive, got a little bit of a check. If you don't think these guys don't take it a little bit seriously, he got a little bit of a check as he tried to go up and ended up on his rear end.
We've heard from this man, Michael Lofton, shooting at the free throw line.
These guys clearly enjoy this game. They see some camaraderie. See some guys they may have only heard of, or they did play against in either the regular season or the NCAA tournament.
And it was great watching them interact during the warm-ups.
Yeah.
When you play a sport together, when you go through similar types of battles and hurdles and obstacles, there's a way you can relate, and you see that in the All-Star games, especially at this level. Like you said, they don't know each other on a personal level except for maybe one or two folks, and that's pretty neat to see.
Yeah, and it's not like Division I where maybe they're coming out of the same school, they went to the same AAU program or something like that. Some of these guys have never seen each other. They've literally only heard of each other, or maybe didn't even know that until they got here, depending on their focus on the national scope. And so they certainly get along. They're honored at the championship dinner on Thursday night as well, and they appreciate the moment. They're having some fun now. I promise you, with 6:40 left to go in the second half, the fun will be over, and the competitiveness in these players is going to come roaring out.
Dalton Walsh joining us here from Alfred. So far, what's been the flow of this All-Star game? What's been fun about it?
It's just great to represent the school one more time and meet some of the greatest players in the nation. And it's just been good fun all weekend. And of course, we had fun with the community service and stuff. That was a blast, and it's just been a good time overall.
You guys played in the Empire 8, of course. Tough season, but what's it mean then to get honored like this, to come to a game like this, to represent not only your team, but you're representing a conference that had some pretty good players in it?
Oh yeah, the Empire 8 conference is very tough, and of course St. John Fisher made it pretty far in the tournament, and it's just great. It's a good feeling, and I think Alfred's in a good spot, and hopefully some future players can represent it as well. It's a great weekend, and I hope to get the opportunity to do so. 6.5
points per game your junior year, an All-Star appearance your senior year. What changed?
Well, we played a different style. We played a real fast-paced style, 5 in, 5 out every 2 minutes last year. And then we had a head coaching change, and we played a little different style. And he really put his trust in me, and I think that was a big difference.
It paid off for you. Dalton Walsh, we appreciate the time, and good luck the rest of the game out there.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for having me.
You kind of heard him describe 5 in, 5 out.
Yeah.
Pretty much that's their version of the Grinnell system.
That's right.
And that's what they did. I mean, some schools will do that. I know a few women's schools that will run the system just because they know they're not going to compete. They want to have a little fun and let the kids have some fun. And in this case, they had a coaching change, said, no, we can do something else. And look at the results. He's here in Salem.
Victor Lajudai had leaked out again. We saw yet another big dunk from him. And boy, his size, 6'8", 215, and I think that might be adding a few pounds to his frame. He's very skinny, but he can really get after it.
Well, he's athletic. I mean, he's got smaller legs than maybe most people anticipate, but he is. You talk about the European guys who come over to play in the NBA, the coup coaches when it was kind of that day and age, and of course nowadays you got plenty of them. He's very much similar to them.
3-ball attempt from Jordan Brink, rims out.
Coach is really working hard over there on the benches, by the way, we should point out. Sitting there and directing 5 guys to come into the game. Ira Zeff from Blackburn and Nebraska Wesleyan, one of those guys. He's just relaxed right now, just making sure he's getting his guys in.
8 years at Blackburn, now the AD at Nebraska Wesleyan. And the question is, what they have to decide, there's only 9 players per team. You have to decide, okay, which player stays out there when we shift out. So there is some
strategy.
Discussion.
Yes. Nebraska Wesleyan, one of those odd schools in Division III. They're very much odd on their own. And as a result, they have to play a lot of NAIA and other schools to fill their schedules, which usually results in about half or less of their schedule being Division III. And so they apply for a waiver if they want to be involved in the Division III championship tournament. They have to make that decision over the summer, I believe. But they have gotten here to the Final Four before.
Yep.
But they have not wished to be part of the tournament for a few years.
Well, Nick Laguerre joins us now from St. Mary's, another one of the 10 Jostin Award finalists. And you got to tell me the story from back in February. You guys get snowed in, basically. The bus stops, and you got a little extra muscle tone, I think, probably because of that. What was that like?
It was just stressful. we couldn't go anywhere. We knew we had games scheduled, so it was just stressful knowing that we had to miss those games, and then knowing that it wasn't guaranteed that we make them up. So it was just
and you had to move the bus.
It's the worst team building exercise ever.
Come on.
Oh yeah.
Tell me you at least gave the bus driver a hard time the rest of the way home.
Oh yeah, definitely had to. But yeah, it was all of us out there just trying to push a bus that was stuck in the snow, so it was rough.
I'm sure he'll ask you about community service, but I wanted to ask you about diabetes and the fact you play with type 1 diabetes and play so well, but you have to fight your coach to make sure the candy doesn't disappear.
Oh yeah, Coach Harney has a little sweet tooth. So
yeah, little?
I always got to tap his pockets, make sure my stuff is in there, make sure he's not munching on the sidelines. So yeah, he's definitely, he's got that sweet tooth.
That Jostin's Award finalist, you have to have a strong community outreach effort when you do that. How do you balance the grind of being a student, being an athlete, and also contributing to your community?
Well, I mean, it's definitely tough. It's hard to balance all of it, but I just try to just think about it. I only have 4 years in college, and this is the time of my life where I can really impact others' lives. So, I mean, throughout all the stress and all the work and all the basketball, I just try to put that in my mind, like, it's for a better cause, so I just keep on going with it.
Great approach from Nick Laguerre. Great work out there. Nice dunk earlier.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Nick Laguerre, again, we point out, probably one of the best players ever played at St. Mary's. St. Mary's has made deep runs in the NCAA tournament to the Elite Eight twice. Nick's career is not going to end the way they were hoping it would this year, but he's an incredible man. Coach Harney tells a story about one time there was a collision between him and an opponent. He helps the opponent off the floor, and then he goes grabs the mop to mop up the floor and make sure that the wetness wasn't there on the floor anymore. I'm thinking overkill. Focus on the game.
That's all right. You know what? Some people are wired that way, and that's great.
You're
He's
right.
third all-time in scoring at St. Mary's, and he's done a wonderful job with a program that Chris Harney has done great work with. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, and he's brought some talent there, and it's really been fun to watch.
Yeah, of course, Harney is a graduate of St. Mary's, so there's a lot of pride there for him, and he certainly has done well with that program in his tenure.
Emory's Alex Foster, our next guest here, is the first half here in the
Towers
All-Star
over
game.
us for a moment.
Indeed. So from Portland to Emory, why?
A bunch of different reasons. Coach Zimmerman started recruiting me after seeing me play after my junior year. I visited, fell in love with the school. Obviously, we have an amazing campus, great student life, and a really top-notch education. So it was an easy sell for Coach Zimmerman, and he's continued to bring in a ton of good basketball players. So we've definitely reaped the success of that.
UAA, of course, one of the more unique conferences in Division III. A lot of travel to a lot of the big cities east of the Mississippi, but I can't imagine any UAA school actually wanted to see you in uniform. I think they all wanted to see if you had rolled your ankle during a practice. You seem to just eat up the defenses almost every night.
Yeah, I mean, I had some really great leadership when I was a younger player. Started with Austin Claunch. He was an amazing point guard. Alex Grevin, Jake Davis. So those guys showed me what to do, and then when it was my turn to take over the offense, I felt comfortable in that position. So I really give the credit to the players that taught me how to play the game, and Coach Zimmerman for putting me in the position to be successful.
Emory's Alex Foster joining us. You guys got to get it turned around in the second half. Big halftime speech forthcoming.
I know. I mean, 38 points is not enough for us in the half. So we got to start making shots and hopefully slow them down a little bit.
Well, enjoy the time with your teammates. We appreciate it, Alex.
All right, thanks, guys.
Final seconds dwindling down here in this first half. The West has controlled pretty much the entire way. One more chance for the East. It's Walton Moss, and he's short. That brings the end to this first half. The West up by 22. We will keep it here from a video standpoint so you can enjoy the Special Olympics exhibition that will take place here at the Salem Civic Center. We'll be back momentarily for the second half of the Division III Reese's All-Star game here in Salem, Virginia.
Very special exhibition game down here on the floor. We'd like to introduce you to the Carroll County Special Olympians, led by head coach Mickey Ritchie. Ladies and gentlemen, first up, let's meet the Carroll County Cavaliers in blue. Number 00, Brooke Reiner. Number 42, Connor Taylor. Number 1, Beth Richardson. Number 2, Brittany Hawks. Number 11, Ethan Richardson. Number 44, Agape McPherson. Number 33, Mikey Jones. Number 52, Winnie Page. Number 23, G. Ritchie. Number 3, Travis Jones. And the 6th man, number 35, Albie Ayers. And now for the Carroll County Tornadoes in white, number 22, Hunter Harris. Number 32, Carrie Brown. Number 15, Brad Petty. Number 34, Eric Jones. Number 0, Taya Scott. Number 50, Lorraine Hall. Number 45, Jasper Mitchell. Number 25, Alice Walton. Number 24, Chris Eno. Number 54, Jessica Mitchell. And the 6th man, number 32, Daniel Tolbert. Ladies and gentlemen, the Carroll County Cavaliers and Carroll County Tornadoes. The Cavaliers and Tornadoes will play a special 6-minute exhibition game. At 3 minutes through the exhibition game will stop, and it's mass substitutions. Rebound by Brooke Reiner. Brooke Reiner with a beautiful pass down low. Ethan Richardson. Tornadoes come back the other way. Eric Jones with the basketball. He'll stop from 3 hours on the rim. Connor Taylor, no go all out here for Salem Civic Center. Nearly times over the scorer's table. All right, now we get down the basketball. Everybody goes out. Albie, Albie, Albie. Connor Taylor puts up the shot just short, but Reiner comes down with the rebound. It'll be Carroll County ball. Tornado ball. Either way, it's Carroll County ball. All right, Daniel will be inbounding it. Daniel. shots going up but missing. Very Brown and Eric Jones with the shots. With the runner back getaway saves at the blowout line. Hayes Scott drives back getaway. A spinning jump shot from Hunter Harris. There goes Connor Chambers. Follows a winning scorer during a special Olympics match right here at the Salem Civic Center. During the opening athletic conference tournament. He's back out here as part of the NABC AllStar game. Inbound by Daniel Dobler. Beautiful passing down low in the lane. It was Brett Petty that put up the shot. Fire puts it up. The drive down low. Brittany Hawks puts it up. Stops for Brett Petty. Connor Taylor hard off the backboard. The rebound pulled down by Hunter Harris. Fast break back the other way. Ethan Richardson, Hunter Harris, the shot. Oh, it's up. It's substitution time off that last basket. All right, Albie's getting ready to inbound the basketball. It's Salem Civic Center tradition. Let's help him out. Albie. All right, Daniel inbound the basketball. Daniel. He with a broken shoulder, he gets the inbound pass in. The shot by Lorraine Hall, just short of its intended target. It's Mikey Jones, ladies and gentlemen. We all wish we could be like Mike after that shot. Mikey Jones puts it over to Jeannie Ritchie. Stops the free throw line, almost gets it in. 2 minutes remaining. All right, Daniel inbound the basketball. Oh, we're going to give it to Albie. Ray Hall puts it up. Loose basketball in the lane. Apparently we need a shot clock in this game. Oh, is he going to hit from 3? Great shot, Mikey Jones. Mikey's going to pull up for 3 with 1 minute remaining. Off the rim. Ray Hall pulls it down. under 30 seconds. Encouraging stop the shot. It's still in. It hit their imaginary wall. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time is up. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for the Carroll County Cavaliers and Carroll County Tornadoes. Ladies and gentlemen, team Division III and Special Olympics have partnered to improve the lives of Special Olympics athletes. This initiative is focused on the development and involvement of Division III student athletes through service and support of the Special Olympics. To learn more about this partnership, please visit ncaa.org. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank the Special Olympics from the Commonwealth of Virginia, especially the Carroll County Cavaliers and Carroll County Tornadoes, for being here as part of the 2015 Reese's All-Star Game. Ladies and gentlemen, leading scorers from the
Half two of the Reese's Division III All-Star Game moments away, and so far it's been all West All-Stars. Brian Bush and Dave McHugh with you, and so far the West, they've been shooting like crazy. Victor LaJudi leading the way with 18.
Yeah, Victor's having a pretty good game and smiling the entire time. He's going to have to find the shooting side of things here as we check out some of the highlights. Foster there with a nice basket. The nice shot there from Alapati. Yeah, I can never say his name right. I apologize all the time he's out there. And there's LaJudi. Loses the ball. Nice reverse layup on Wixon. The West is doing well. The East has got to wake up here. I don't know what the halftime speech was all about, but we're hoping for the best for the East to start off with a three-pointer, of course, almost on cue. And it's Jerry Wixton who's certainly leading the way.
Indeed. The West All-Stars have been led by Victor LaJudi. The second leading scorer joins us now, Skidmore's Connor Merrill. And Connor, what's been working out there for you? How much fun has this been?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. It's my first time playing since we lost in the second round, so I'm definitely feeling that from a conditioning standpoint a little bit. But no, it's fun. I mean, it's awesome being out here with so many talented guys. Great opportunity to be here. And I think we definitely got the lucky rim down there, so we're definitely making some shots.
I think the Thoroughbreds kind of surprised some people. He had a battle with Wesleyan, but then pulled away late, and then took Hopkins right down to the wire.
Right down the wire.
Is that kind of the wake-up call? It seems like Skidmore just wasn't getting the attention in the East like you would expect them to.
I think so. I mean, my freshman year, we went to the tournament, and we lost the close game to MIT, so I definitely turned some heads, but then we kind of had two down years in between, but this year we kind of stepped things up, and we showed we can play with some of the better teams in the country. We lost a close one to Babson this year by a point in overtime. Played Middlebury and Williams, pretty tough. So I think we definitely got a little bit of attention. Sure.
Connor Merrill finished with one of his best performances in their team's final win, 28 in round one of the tournament. Enjoy the rest of the game. Hopefully you guys can keep this going.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
They certainly had a terrific game against Hopkins. I had a little bit too much fun with them on Twitter. The Thoroughbreds is their mascot because they're up near some great racing in upstate New York. Well, they were playing the games at Hopkins. Oh, nice slam dunk.
Michael Lofton going up high.
But they were only about mile 2 from Pimlico. So I had a little fun with them beating Wesleyan by saying they pulled away down the stretch.
You are a Twitter machine.
No, not really. let's not give myself that much credit. The SID looked at me and goes, yeah, I've used that a few times.
The East All-Stars in the home white jerseys, and a nice hook shot that falls through for Alex Foster.
Nice little touch. He was a great player in the UAA, as we mentioned earlier. Really stood out, and there's not many coaches in that conference who talked about him in any way but plenty of respect. It's Cordell Young's shot. Hits the top of the backboard. Cordell's just been a little off. It's not the championship game, and I guess he's not feeling that for him.
Baruch's Granville Gittins joining us now, and you played with USA East Coast this past offseason. What was that experience like?
It was a great learning experience. I was playing with a lot of D1 guys. Frank Martin was coaching us, so I learned a lot about the game.
Nice, relaxed Frank Martin, right?
You know what? Frank Martin was cool. I don't think he was. I think he was a little easy on us compared to his guys, But he wasn't so easy on his guards that he had on the trip with him. He was hard on them. I'll tell you that. Yeah.
Your coach certainly. By the way, both sporting the nice beard.
Thank you.
You guys, he was proud of you guys this year. That's all he talked about. He talked about how you guys have helped this program moving forward. What do you think the legacy is for your class?
For my class, graduating class, I think the legacy is passing down just the team aspects of the game as far as hard work and just being together, working hard together. Obviously, our program is continuing to grow, and I think we have a lot more room for improvement. So, I'm just going to try to instill in the guys behind me that if we continue to work hard and get in the weight room and stuff like that, then nothing's impossible.
Granville Gittins, great stuff. Continued success here in this All-Star game. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Baruch, one of those teams in the Atlantic region that kind of has been emerging over the last few years, and their coach Alessi is certainly doing a good job. And by the way, down on the earlier end, Jerry Wickstead with another deep shot. He and Victor Lujudai went up against each other somewhat in the round of 32, and they're kind of repeating a little bit of it here in the All-Star game.
The referees are calling a tighter second half.
Here is that big dunk earlier from Michael Lofton.
PA announcer here, Jared, having a little fun with the referees, making the comment that they're calling the game a little tighter in the second half. Gets a chuckle out of the refs.
Long-range three from Alapante, and there's Lujudai.
Really was just a pass. He was trying to get it into Lujudai, and he was ready for it and was able to slam it home. Foster with a move as if it was a real competition. His defender didn't move at all. He had no interest. These guys certainly love being out here and playing. And like I said, it might be, 12 points right now at 15 and a half minutes, but usually by the time we get close to the 5-minute mark, you can kind of see the competition in these guys ratchet up a little bit.
Well, the East has started to make a push. The West dominated the first half to the tune of a 60-38 advantage.
A little mini alley-oop there from Brink to Laguerre. That's one of those moments where they haven't played around with each other enough to time that right, but Laguerre was able to kiss it off the glass.
The East has outscored the West 18-6 since halftime, and thus Ira Zeff, the head coach on the West side, is going to shuffle it up a little bit. There's the strategy of an all-star game. All right, I've got 5 all-stars out there. Let's throw another 4.
Of course, the referees are great. They see those guys at the table. Instead of waiting for a legit whistle, they'll blow it and get the subs in. So a little bit different there. Both teams only have 2 30-second timeouts. They're not going to use it for subs.
No, and there's only been 4 total fouls in the game. So you're not going to have too many whistles.
Definitely tighter in the second half. As there were only 2 in the there was only 2 in the first half.
Well, Cordell Young will join us here in a moment. And Cordell, you know Salem very, very well from last year, getting a chance to hit the game-winning shot to win the national championship. What do you remember most about that game and about that season last year with Wisconsin Whitewater?
It was a pretty tough season. We battled through adversity several times. We lost in the conference tournament championship to Stevens Point by 20 plus, and we felt some way about that. We wanted to come back with vengeance. Show that we weren't done.
On the other side of the court is Bernard Edwards Jr. from Defiance. Have you even spoken to him after what happened in the first game of the tournament?
Oh yeah, we've had a lot of laughs. I talk to him all the time. He's like, Q, can you do this for me? I'm like, nah, you put me out first round. I'm not your friend this weekend, but in all reality, we're good friends now, and it's a good experience. But
that was a tough loss for you guys on your home court in a game that was. You guys are down early. How do you kind of stay composed in those moments when you're trying to fight to get back to Salem?
It's tough, through adversity. You're going to get team's best shot, every game. And, at that time we're second in the country. All the, the high things that people talk about. Large ad bid, but none of that matters in March, as you see. Baylor lost. All these teams are getting upset, and it can happen to anyone.
Cordell Young, great stuff. It has to be cool when you come to Salem and see 2012 and 2014 on Wisconsin Whitewater's banner.
Definitely. It's amazing to be able to achieve something so high that some people dream about, and to say you've done it twice is something I can never put into words.
Well, enjoy the end of this All-Star game, and congratulations on a wonderful collegiate career.
Thank you.
Of course, Wisconsin Whitewater, a little bit of trivia for you. The only school ever to win football, basketball, and baseball national championships all in one season.
Wow.
If anyone wants to start pulling out any D1 references to that, remember the NCAA doesn't give out a championship to the big D1 boys.
Yep. Alley-oop, been a missed layup over on that side from Dalton Walsh.
Saw a slight double team there from Overstreet. He kind of came over and hedged. Both these guys, again, things will start ratcheting up here. West pulls a little bit further away and a little bit further away with an Overstreet three.
Cabrini's Aaron Moss joining us now. And Aaron, such a fascinating story. You have a chance probably to play professionally, but take us back to your collegiate career, the ups and the downs. What was it like to go through it from your perspective?
Coming straight out of high school, I didn't land anywhere in particular. I had a daughter, I had a little minor setback. And the year of the NBA lockout, I had a chance to show my talents again, playing with a friend named Jason Thompson, the Sacramento Kings. Had a good game, played him in the championship, we lost. But I happened to have 52 points in that game. And he asked me to start coming to work out with him in King of Pressure while the NBA wasn't in session at the time. And from that point on, he introduced me to Coach Marcus Kahn. At the time, that was our coach. And he fell in love with me. Also fell in love with the area of Radnor, Pennsylvania, Cabrini, the whole Cabrini, everything. I love it out there. I tell them every chance I get. I thank y'all for taking me in. And, some would say they took a risk on me. Me being where I'm from, everybody would think the negative sometimes, but I'm just very blessed to be here and thankful.
2012, of course, you're here as a freshman, playing in the national championship game. You guys nearly beat Whitewater. 2013, you make it back here for the round of 8. How tough was it this year when you guys didn't have the same results I know you were expecting? Did you learn anything from this season that you may not have appreciated in the other 3?
At the end of the day, it's basketball, and you always want to get to the farthest point, but sometimes you got to have a minor setback like any other people. Everybody want to get to Salem every year. Everybody can't be Christian Lake and can't get there every year. So, like I said, I was thankful. We had a lot of young guys this year, but they rode it out with me. Nobody gave up. Winning or losing, at the end of the day, it's basketball. Can't be a poor loser. You don't get there every year. It's just so happened that majority of the team, I want to say at least 10 of them was freshmen, so hopefully they'll get this experience that I got and get down here and play at this nice arena.
Tremendously well-spoken. Aaron Moss, congratulations on your success.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Of course, technically he was here 3 of 4 years if you count this All-Star game, so that's not too bad for him. By the way, great play down on the other end for Michael Lofton.
And we want to make sure, we didn't want to get into it with Aaron when he was over here, but 20.6 points.
Yeah.
Almost 12 rebounds and almost 9 assists a game. That is, I don't think you can do that in video games.
Many double-doubles and triple-doubles. There's people who are trying to figure out if he's broken any records in Division III, and I haven't seen the answer yet. But he very well could have.
Well, the answer is yes. It's a matter of how many.
It's just right, exactly.
Man.
Yeah, just what was the record prior and how many did he destroy it by? And the thing is, he's very unassuming. I think he felt like he needed to do more this year because they were struggling. I don't know how much that hurt or helped them, but he definitely seemed to try and put more on his shoulders. I saw him at the beginning of the year at the Hoopsville Classic. Very well spoken, as you pointed out, and it was enjoyable to have him there.
Albertus Magnus's Victor Lajudai. I'm sure you get a bunch of questions about your last name. I'm going to try to change it. Maybe I'll ask you a question you never heard before. How long did it take you to learn how to spell your last name?
Believe it or not, that was actually the first word I actually learned how to spell.
It's a good one to choose. You better know that one well.
So my family said if I could spell this word, I shouldn't have no trouble with any other word.
You're having a heck of a game out there. You're kind of going up against Jerry Wickstead, round of 32, rematch in some cases. But you guys didn't play against each other that much in that game. But you team seem to be chirping at each other a little bit out there.
Yeah, we talked about it in the hotel. And a bunch of lads just having a good time out here, you know. They were a good team. It's crazy how the brackets were set up, but what are you going to do?
It seems like in an all-star format like this, guys almost instantly develop a rapport. What's that been like to get to know some guys who maybe have only heard of their names and seen their stats?
It's great, actually. Actually, there's a lot of people I haven't heard of, and great teams over here, so it's actually a good feeling that I'm here and I'm meeting all these great players, nice guys off the court, on the court, so it's a great environment, honestly.
Quickly, before we let you go, Albertus Magnus with you there certainly kind of emerged on the scene in Division III. You guys lose a lot of talent. What do you think of next year and the future? What do you hope you guys have instilled in that program?
Well, I don't know, man. It's tough. They lost a lot of seniors this year, but I'm sure Coach Mitch, he's a great recruiter. He got someone up his sleeve. They got good people that are going to be coming off the bench starting next year. They got good players still. Just a tough way to lose this year, man. Such a crazy way. But
Inside the numbers, by the way, you are 10 of 11 from 2 and 0 of 4 from 3. If you want to game plan the rest of the way.
Did you see how they were coming in and out the 3?
Victor Lajudai, awesome stuff, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Yeah, that's outstanding, Victor. They lost, by the way, on a buzzer beater layup. As you see Brink with the steal, and then he gets his pocket picked, and he gets it to Foster. Anyway, buzzer beater layup after they had blocked the shot attempt in the first place. His teammate Sledge. Oh, what a move.
Aaron Walton Moss.
Yeah, that's why he's good.
He's a double figure.
Sledge blocks Sledge, one of the shorter guys on the court, blocks the three-point attempt, goes up, grabs the ball, but before he gets his feet on the ground, the ball pops loose, so nobody can call timeout. Falls in the hands of a Dickinson player, lays it in as the buzzer sounds. Very tough loss, to say the least, but at least he's in good spirits here in Salem.
The West has distanced itself a bit from the East again, led by 22 at the half, and now it's just a 19-point deficit. The East slowly creeping their way back in.
Hey, Brink with a nice shot from a terrific pass from Wickstead, who fired it across the paint to a wide-open Brink. And then Wickstead takes a seat. Oh, he's smiling. At least he knows. At least he knows it was for fun.
Defiance's Bernard Edwards joining us here. And Bernard, you ended the season the defending national champions Wisconsin Whitewater. Take us back to that game. What was it like to accomplish such a remarkable feat?
Just knowing that they haven't lost at home in over 2 years, it was an amazing feeling to know that we had a chance to do that. And going into the game, we felt like we might have been the only people in the country that believed we could have won that game. So it was an amazing feeling. Guys were pumped to play, and it was a great experience and a great honor for our school. That wasn't a buzzer beater type of game. You guys controlled it most of the way. Cordell Young, of course, is here. We asked him earlier about how you two are relating here. He said it's been a little bit interesting, and you've given him a hard time. Anything in particular you've reminded him about? Nothing necessarily about the game. I just love to have a good time and love to compete. So, I'll mess with all the guys. So it's just been fun. He's a great player, great competitor. It was just a great time.
Well, congratulations on a wonderful season, Bernard Edwards of Defiance. Great work today and great work all season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Lajudai once again with some points. He went inside again, as you predicted.
10 of 11.
Now he's 11 of 12. How about that? Oh, and then he knocks over Wickstead and then gets his near touch. He's all over the place. You're right, though. The 0 for 4 from beyond the arc.
Yeah.
I think you should just stay inside.
Oh,
we got a foul and a shot.
Our 7th foul. My question is, where were the other 6? I don't remember.
I don't know. That's fascinating. That one. The funny thing is, I don't think the ref wanted to call it. Finally realized he had to call it. And the best part of that might have been Lofton Jr.'s reaction to the ref. Yeah, you got me. You got me.
Sterling Nielsen joining us here from St. Olaf. You lift about an hour before every game. Why? How?
Yes.
Where did that come from, and how long have you been doing that?
I kind of got in the habit of it my senior year of high school, and now if I don't lift or do push-ups or something before games, I get jittery, so I kind of have to do it at this point. It's routine.
You guys in your class certainly brought St. Olaf and the Oles onto the national scene. Had a heck of a battle this year in the MIAC, and of course with St. Thomas. And you get into the tournament as an at-large. How much pride does that give you to help bring this program to where it is now?
I mean, my teammates and I, we were a close group of guys, and it was something we kind of put as our goal at the beginning of the year. Last year, we had another great group of guys. It was our first year in the tournament, and we just kind of wanted to build off of that, and fortunately we were able to do so.
When did it feel like getting to 23 wins like you did, winning 2 NCAA tournament games, the first 2 in program history? When did that feel realistic during the process?
I mean, we had high expectations right at the beginning of the year. You never want to limit yourself, so we were kind of shooting for that the whole year. We never really doubted ourselves, not trying to sound cocky or anything, but we just a confident group of guys and got there. So,
well, congratulations. A wonderful run to the Sweet 16 for Sterling Nielsen and the rest of St. Olaf. Enjoy the rest of this contest. You guys have been rolling pretty well so far.
So far, so good.
Thanks, Sterling.
Thanks.
Of course, Nick Laguerre just on the previous possession went down court and slammed it home. I think much to Jerry Wickstead's disappointment. I think Jerry was looking for an alley-oop, but Nick took it himself. Cut the lead to 15. We'll see if the East defense here kind of ratchets up a little bit. I have a feeling they want to make this game interesting.
Yeah, you just want to make it a barn burner down the stretch if possible, but
I think only once in this tenure has it not been a barn burner down the stretch. It happened last season. I just have a feeling something about that East squad. They want to make sure that they do it right out there.
So it's up to an 18-point advantage for the West.
And honestly, this is kind of low scoring for an all-star game. Usually both teams eclipse the 100-point mark by this point. Some of these guys have seen each other, but as Victor Lejudai pointed out, sometimes you've never heard of these guys, and it gives you a new appreciation. I mean, I'm pretty sure Lejudai didn't know about Eric Smith, considering the fact that one's in Connecticut and one's in Cal Lutheran in California.
7 total men in double figures here today. We mentioned Victor Lejudai leading the way with 22. Michael Lofton a double-double, 12 and 12. Jerry Wickstead leading the way for the East with 15. And here's a chance for some showtime.
Oh.
Or a 4-bounce layup.
Yeah. Oh, well. I was with you. That's where I thought that was headed.
Granville Gittins still gets the 2. It counts all the same.
Yes. A dunk is 2 points.
That's right.
A book written, by the way, by that title by a famed Division III coach in Denny Bridges at Illinois Wesleyan. He's now their AD, actually outgoing AD. He'll be leaving and retiring at the end of this academic year, and they named the court after him this season.
Want to get your thoughts on today's championship game. Augustana, Wisconsin-Stevens Point should be a doozy. One of the best offenses in the country at Augustana versus one of the best defenses, Wisconsin-Stevens Point.
And then flip that around. Stevens Point's offense is pretty stout. They don't have to score a lot of points, but they can if they need to. And we saw it yesterday and how they changed up their style. And of course, on the other side, Augustana's defense is pretty stout itself.
Dickinson's Jerry Wickstead joins us now, and I was worried we weren't going to get to you. I have no idea. But there is apparently a great recruiting story that I was given permission to ask you about.
Yeah, my recruitment process took forever. visited a million schools. I've been getting recruited since my sophomore year. My high school team was pretty good, and I originally, my first senior year, I originally committed to Coach Soretti, but then I'd like to take a post-grad year at the last second. It was a really tough decision for me, but after I went through the whole process again, I just felt really comfortable with Coach, and Dickinson's a great academic school, and I have no regrets about my decision. I've had an amazing time, made some amazing friends, and I had a great mentor in Coach Soretti, and I've come out on top for sure.
You guys had a stellar run last season, and I think a lot of people thought, they lose some good talent there. I don't know what to think of them. You, especially in that senior class, made sure that wasn't going to happen. You guys played at a high level all season long and made a great run into the round of 16. How much pride did you guys have?
A lot. Our expectations never lowered from last year. We lost a lot of talent, but we brought in a really strong class, and everyone got better in the off season. We had a great season. We didn't lose a game out of conference. We brought the conference back, the conference title back to Carlisle. But our expectations were a little higher, and we were a little disappointed the way the season ended. But we're going to look back and take a lot of pride in what we've accomplished over our 4 years, especially the last 2.
Jerry Wicksted, great stuff. You're the team leader right now in points. Continued success moving forward after basketball.
All right, thank you so much, guys.
Jerry Wicksted, of course, out there against Victor Lujudai. They saw each other in the round of 32. We'll be announcing All-Americans, by the way, on our pregame show starting at 2:30 at d3hoops.com. You'll probably see a few of these names of guys on this team, and I'll tease ahead and just say, look out for the name Jerry Wicksted, look out for the name Dylan Overstreet. These guys will be on that list.
Eric Smith, our final guest, 2 years at Wisconsin River Falls, but you missed home, you missed family, you went to Cal Lutheran. How beneficial has that decision been for you?
It's been very beneficial for me. I mean, as soon as I stepped on campus, the team, they welcomed me with open arms. It was a really family atmosphere, so I really love that about Cal Lutheran.
I thought it was so you could get away from Cordell Young, and then you met him back here at the All-Star game.
I actually was talking about that to Cordell Young. I was a little disappointed that I left the WAG because I needed a rematch. He beat me 2 times my sophomore year, so we were talking about it.
First player from your program, first Kingsman, to play in this game. What does that mean?
It was really just an honor to represent my school. A lot of the guys, a lot of the people in the community, they're really supporting me and wishing me the best of luck. The school posted it on their school website for me. A lot of the kids on campus, a lot of my friends, they were just congratulating and telling me to represent for CLU really well. So.
You guys are kind of one of the islands in Division III out there in SoCal, and you guys aren't around a lot of other D3 schools. So when you come here, do you know the guys here? Do you know the schools, or is this kind of a learning experience for you?
Well, playing 2 years out here, I'm really familiar with some of the guys that I'm playing with. But as far as the aspect, I don't know a lot of these guys. I don't know a lot of the schools. I'm not really familiar with some of the guys. A lot of them have chemistry with each other because they go against each other 2 or 3 times a year, and I really don't get to play against them. But it's fun to come out here and compete with some of these talented guys.
Eric Smith, great stuff from Cal Lutheran. We appreciate the time. Congratulations on a whale of a season.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, by the way, I told you this might get interesting.
Indeed, 9 points.
With 1:06.
But
so Victor just made it 11.
That's 26, a game high.
All
for
inside.
Victor Lujudai.
All inside. Oh, but it responded with a 3. Listen, if it ended now, I'd give Victor Lujudai my most outstanding player of the game. But I have a feeling we might have a few more baskets in the closing minute here. Oh, will he? No, he took our advice.
He's smart.
He didn't take the 3. I don't think he took her. Oh, well, there's a nice one.
And the exclamation point for Victor Lujudai. He has 28.
All inside, folks. All inside.
He is 14 of 17 from 2. And that will wrap up this Reese's Division III All-Star game. The West emerging thanks to a Northeast All-Star.
You're right. That's where the West and East names have no... Oh, he's going to go for 3!
Oh, there it is!
Off the snide from deep. And he's giving him the space. He's giving him the space. Doesn't want to take the shot.
Here's Aaron Walton Moss.
Outstanding.
One more chance. David Lewison, top vote getter in the game. And the last bucket belongs to Granville Gittins.
And the ref steals the ball, goes for it. Oh, if he makes that.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
it looked good from here.
Oh, if he had hit that, that would have been a whole nother story. That's outstanding.
So the Reese's All-Star game belongs to the West All-Stars. Congratulations to that group of 9, led by 31 from Victor Lejudi. They have 4 in double figures. The East a little bit more balanced, 6 of the 9 with 10 or more points, but just a special environment here with the All-Stars congratulating each other and mingling with some of the Special Olympics folks here in Salem.
Honestly, the Special Olympics part is probably the best part. I was talking to the Vice President of Division III, Dan Dutcher, at halftime, and he was just focused on that thing. He wanted to tweet out a picture. Salem makes Special Olympics a community service special in Division III to start with. It's now something that goes across the division. It's something that is a priority, and the example here at the All-Star game is paramount.
So the championship game for Division III is forthcoming. We'll have an audio stream here on NCAA.com. You can catch the action on CBS Sports Network as well. And be sure to stay tuned to Dave McHugh's D3Hoops.com as well for all of the All-American announcements and also continuing coverage of the championship game. Dave, appreciate the time. Thanks to all of our crew here in Salem. I'm Brian Bush. Thanks for watching the Reese's Division III All-Star game.
Cornell Young with 8 each. Michael Lofton with 12. Connor Merrill with 15. Eric Smith finishes the game with 21 points. And the top scorer from this year's NABC Reese's Division III All-Star game with 31 points, Victor Lejudi. Lejudi also sank a 3, pulled down some rebounds, had some assists, steals, and blocks in attempting the rare